Good day, everyone. This is Eliza Meiji Laksa, and I am about to discuss one of the two indigenous people in Central Philippines, which is the Palananum tribe and the Tagbanwa tribe. Okay, so let's begin with the Palananum tribe. The Palananums live in and around the town of Palanan on the east coast of Isabela. So they are from the coastal portion of Palanan, Isabela, which is found in Cagayan Valley. They are also called as Tiparanan, and they share a considerable mixture with the culture of the Negrito. And they are also called as the Lowland Negritos, and their language is actually mutually intelligible with some Agda dialects, and that would explain why they have a mixture with the culture of the Negrito. Okay, so with their religion, the Palananum consists of a mixed population whose members are nominal Christians. So when we say nominal Christians, it means that they identify themselves as Christians even without having a link with Christianity, or even they are not really baptized as a Christians, but they still consider themselves as Christians, and that is what nominal Christians are. Through intermarriage and close contact with the forest and seacoast peoples of that vicinity, coupled with relations with the people in Cagayan Valley, a mixed community grew, which both a new culture and a new dialect gradually evolved. So it is said here that through intermarriage of the Palananum tribe with the other forest and seacoast people around their vicinity, or from the people in Cagayan Valley, obviously, a new mixed community can grow, which would result to a new culture and a new dialect to evolve over time. Now, let's head on to the culture, traditions, and costumes of the Palananum tribe. The Palananum culture is like that of the coastal towns in the northern Tayabas, but it has some unique features. So it is said here that the culture of the Palananum tribe is almost the same as the other culture of the coastal towns that are found in the northern Tayabas, but it's still different, yet at the same time closely related to the point that it was considered as a unique features of them. There are also about 1,500 nomadic Agta Negritos who speak a closely related dialect. So, as I've said earlier, the Palananum tribe share the same, they have a mixture of the culture of the Negritos. So, and there are informations that are found that around 1,500 nomadic Agta Negritos speak a closely related dialect to the Palananum tribe. Subsistence is partly from the sea, partly agriculture, and partly from hunting and trade with the Negritos and other forest people. Their main source of livelihood is from farming and fishing. Like I've said earlier, their subsistence is divided in two different parts. So it could be from the sea, from agriculture, and from hunting, and even trading with the Negritos. The local economic life of the Palananum tribe is almost self-sufficient and depends on little imports. In fact, whenever they are working and they would need materials such as metals, since they only depend little on their imports, they would use substitutes such as shells, bones, and wood as a substitute for metal. So this proves that the Palananam tribe are indeed self-sufficient because they depend only very little on the imports. Like the Ivatan tribe, the Palananam tribe are almost isolated from the rest of the country for lack of communication facilities. So the Palananam tribe lack on the communication devices and facilities such as telephones, radio, and televisions, to the point that they are isolated to our country and there are very little informations about them online. So it's hard to look for informations about them because of this lacking of communication facilities and devices. This time, let's discuss about the Tagbanwa tribe. The members of the Tagbanwa tribe, also known as the Tagbanwa, belong to the oldest inhabitants of the island of Palawan and the surrounding islands. The Tagbanwas are believed to be descendants of the Tabonman due to the many similarities they share in language, alphabet, and cultural practices such as kainin and beliefs in soul relatives. So researchers have shown that they are the descendants of the Tabonman who inhabited the Philippines many years ago. So that's why it is believed that Tagbanwas are one of the oldest and original settlers here in the Philippines because of their connection with the Tabonman. The Tagbanwas are characterized by having the features of brownish skin, a slim build, and a straight dark hair. The Tagbanwa are divided in two subgroups based on geographical location. The centrally located Tagbanwas are called the Central Tagbanwa and live in the eastern and western coastal areas of Palawan. The northernly located Tagbanwas are called Calamian Tagbanwa and live on the Calamian archipelago, especially on Coron Island. Because of the settling on different places, these two subgroups have different cultures as well. The main reason for this is that the Tagbanwa from the Calamian archipelago are dependent on the sea. The Tagbanwa traditional clothing is usually made from the bark of a tree, so men wore only a loincloth, often in combination with a waistband made of rattan, and for women, their skirts are made of bark and they wrap it around their body. Over the time and because of modernization, you may see them dressed like a non-tribe lowlanders, but some elders still prefer to use G-string whenever they're working on land farming or at sea fishing. One of the traditions with the Tagbanwa is the manufacture of baskets, and they are very proficient in these. The baskets are used for harvesting and they are decorated with different designs. They also make baskets for different purposes, such as canonical baskets and rice baskets. Besides baskets, beautiful animal sculptures from wood are made as well. Often, this is made from blackened wood, and the animals have a ceremonial purpose, namely contact with spirits in various rituals. The Tagbanwa has three social classes. The first social class is the upper class, so this is where the leaders are chosen from, and this class is usually inherited. The second class is the middle class. This is where the ordinary people are known as, and they can still become a leader as well, but only as a local leader. And the third and lowest class consists of people who are in debt and those who cannot pay those debts off. The Tagbanwa people have their own language, and within the language there are three dialects: Aborian Tagbanwa, Calamian Tagbanwa, and Central Tagbanwa. Besides the Tagbanwa language, they could also speak Palawan and several other dialects. Also, a large part of the community can understand Tagalog, Batak, and Kuyunon. Now, let's head on to the beliefs and religion of the Tagbanwa people. In the South Palawan, the festival of Pagdiwata is held every year. So this is held every December during full moon. The festival is dedicated to showing gratitude to the gods and asking for help for the sick. The Tagbanwa follow an animistic religion with a complex mythology related to gods and other divine beings. So the Tagbanwa people believe that objects, places, and creatures all possess a distinct spiritual essence in which they offer prayer and ask for guidance. The Tagbanwa people believe in communication between the world of the living and the world of the dead. So the Tagbanwa people have this huge belief in spiritual things, and they have several mythological gods in which they worship and offer prayers and ask guidance as well. However, during these years, there are more and more Tagbanwas who are finally converting to the Christian faith. So that is all for my discussion about the Palananam tribe and the Tagbanwa tribe. Thank you very much for listening and have a good day.